Welcome back everybody, Professor Demetrius here with Zoe, and today we're going to be showing you guys the basic arm lock on our Essentials program. Now don't shut the video off yet, there are a lot of basic arm locks online, but we're going to be showing you guys our 6-step arm lock, and each of the steps have some key points that you need to understand about them. So we're going to really break down the guard arm lock, and hopefully by the end of this, it's something that you can start using a little more often. So let's get things started. We're going to start off from closed guard, okay? And first thing I'll do is I'll just count the steps and go through them, and then we'll kind of revisit the steps and talk a little more about them. Okay, so watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so this is our basic arm lock. Doesn't look like much, but I think a lot of people have problems with it, who are beginners especially, and we're going to really break it down right now. First thing I want to do is when I begin, I'm going to go under the arm that I don't want and go over the arm that I do want. And notice how I'm using a monkey grip. I'm not grabbing with a C grip, or I'm not grabbing material. I want to develop good no-gi habits for later on. So if any move can be adjusted to where I can do it in gi and no-gi, it's better to practice that variation. So I go under this arm and over this arm. Now what does it do for me to kind of hook the back of his elbow? It stops him from easily being able to pull back, try to pull back a little. See, there's a little bit of control there. It's not a ton, but it'll buy me some time. And then it's also hard to bring his arm up this way. Obviously, you can't do that. So this is a good start off for us with step 1. Okay. Also notice that if I need a little help before I go to step 2 to kind of center this, you can do that. I don't want this elbow to drop, so my goal is to capture this and maybe give it a little bit of a shove, right? So that's step 1. Get control, right arm over right arm, or left arm over left arm. Now, second hand reaches up, and I'm going to monkey grip. Same thing on his shoulder. We call this mid-range control. Mid-range control means that I don't want Zoe, if I put my hand here, to be able to posture and back away. If he backs away too far, he's gone. Okay, so the idea for me is to go here and stop him from backing up, and at the same time, I also don't want him to lean into me so much and place his head like over my head. This would make the arm lock very difficult as well. So I don't want him too close and I don't want him too far. I want him in the middle. So we use this as a mid-range. Tries to back up, can't really go as easy, tries to push in. A little bit of a push, kind of helps him to stay in the center. Doesn't have to be perfect, but he has to be somewhere in the middle. Okay, step 2. Now step 3, I'm going to take this foot on the side of the arm that I'm attacking, and I place it on the hip, but I don't want to do this. See how open my knee is? That doesn't make any sense. We want to keep this arm trapped. That's our goal. This is the one we want to attack. So the idea is to place my foot here and keep my knee close to his shoulder, closed onto his shoulder, actually. Okay, now this is my rotation foot. It's going to move my head to the side, and notice how I'm crunching. I'm not letting my head rest on the ground. I feel like you're lazy if you put your head on the ground. You got to keep your head up like this. That way we spin better. Okay, so now watch. My foot's on the hip. It's going to rotate me into step number 4, which is a high back leg. Super important that this leg comes up high, almost to the point where my heel touches his head. And I've noticed that with many partners, it doesn't quite touch. Maybe my legs aren't long enough. I don't know. But the idea is to bring it up as if you were trying to touch his head with your leg. Okay? Also notice that in this step, I have centered Zoe's right arm. Super important, guys, because I think a lot of people on the next step, step 5, they go like this, and they have these fails in their arm locks. Let's turn a little bit. So look, from here, I'm going to go boom, boom, and I don't want this elbow out. I want this elbow centered. If I do that, look, the leg can pass over the neck anytime. But just the slightest opening of that elbow, and what happens is you run into a contact here that's going to mess things up. It makes your foot feel like you have to almost reach and pull it, and that's not going to be a quality armbar. So if we have a high back leg, we need to have the other leg right next to it as if they're almost mirroring each other, okay? Now from here, I bite down my heels separately. Don't cross your feet. If you cross your feet, I feel like you're not controlling his head very well, okay? If I separate and kind of bite down, then I'm really controlling his head. And later, I can even put him on the mat and finish this armbar from there, okay? So this is the way I want to control his neck. Now, from here, step 6 is the finish. So I go hand over hand, and I'm focusing on keeping Zoe's hand in a place where it looks like he's giving me a thumbs up, which would mean good job. Exactly, right? Good arm bar. Your partner's not usually going to tell you that. They're going to be trying to escape. But that's the idea. Thumbs up, hand over hand, And what's the final pressure like? It's easy for me to show it to you, but it doesn't look like much. Watch. Okay, now what did I just do? Put your elbows on the ground right there though, and just give me a strong back. When I'm here, I'm gonna raise my hips like so. They're not gonna get near that height. They're gonna tap much earlier. But guys, heels heavy, use them as the object, like I'm using Zoe right now, to kind of pull down with your heels, and then raise your hips up, and you should be only on your shoulders when you get to the end of it, okay? One more time. So from here, under this arm, over the other arm, center a little, okay? Hand on the shoulder, mid-range control. Step on the hip with a closed knee. Extra block, okay? High back leg now. Hook, heel to the head. Make sure the arm is centered at this step. Now, this frame, this mid-range control also does a slight bit of a feed. It keeps his head in that zone to where he can't get away from the leg that wants to bite around his neck, okay? And then now finally the step is going to be hand over hand, thumbs up, and I'm going to bite down the heels and raise my hip. Now notice here it doesn't look like much, but I still get the submission. If your partner starts to stack you, it looks a little cooler. A little more towards my head. Yeah, look, it's great for a photo right here, okay? But it doesn't matter. I'll just take the tap wherever I can get it, okay? One last time, guys, without any instruction, just the technique. Watch here. And that completes the basic guard arm lock. And again, at our gym, 6 steps. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like the video, comment on the video, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel, go ahead and do that. That would be amazing. All right, everyone. Hope you guys are well, and we will see you guys very soon.